Hey guys, John Engel here, and today I figured I would take you on a quick tour of how I keep my cars ready to go, maintained, and operational. The first thing is you'll notice that there are battery tenders on just about everything that I own. There's battery tenders, so the batteries stay charged and they're able to start up. The next thing is I have to take these things out, get them up to operating temp. At least I try once a month. So today, there's gonna be a lot of cold starts and a lot of cars moving around. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing you'll notice is I have extension cords with battery chargers. In the Ferrari, the battery charger is in the seat, but it goes because the battery is actually underneath the floorboard on the passenger side. On the Viper, the battery is actually behind this wheel right there in the rear bumper section. So to get to the battery, you have to take off the wheel, which is a pain in the butt. However, on these cars, you can use the cigarette lighter adapter, which is right there, and plug in a charger. And this is actually one of my older chargers that you can't even see because it's so dark. The NSX is using the Stanley. I just unplugged this one, made it real easy to mount it to here because it's magnetic, and then the battery for the NSX is right under the hood, so that one goes in easily. With the Cobra R, I've got a battery tender, one of the Schumacher's, and it just hangs on the hood, so it makes it real easy. This one's still charging and goes straight to the battery to the extension cord. Super easy, but I'm telling you, it's more time consuming than you realize keeping all of these cars charged. You have to do this with them sitting for this amount of time. 1 month is probably more than they need to have a battery to where it won't start the car. The Ferrari is notorious for not starting if you leave it too long. The Corvette is pretty bad. The Viper isn't too bad, but when you do have it starting to go, it'll start and then cut off on you. And I've never had any issues with the Cobra R. However, I just want to make sure that it's going to run. All right, let's start some of these bad boys up. Well, we got them all out of the garage. They're all warmed up. I'm going to give you a clip of each one start up so you get a cold start and then revving a little bit. Now, that's not going to give you the full package because driving the F430 is really where it's at when you're downshifting and it's crackling. The Cobra R really sounds good just sitting there. The Viper has a trucky sound. The NSX really doesn't sound like much at all compared to the other three. For all you truck people, I did bring the Hummer out today too, so you get a cold start of a diesel and then hear that rev as well. But I figured that I would go through and just kind of briefly tell you. So the F430 has a FabSpeed full exhaust, headers back, no cats, which means it starts up loud, it's raspy, but it sounds Formula One when you start getting into anything above really 4,000 RPM. I absolutely love it. Probably my favorite sounding just because it's so exotic. Well, over to the 2000 Cobra R, that one's got Bassani exhaust on it, so the Borlas were taken off. I still have them, so I can go back fully original, but these are a little bit louder and gives it more of that race feel, which is needed for a Cobra R. The Dodge Viper has Corsa exhaust, but just from the cat's back, everything else is still factory. The NSX, I believe, has an aftermarket exhaust. However, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe if some of you see it, you can let me know if that's the stock tips or if this is an aftermarket system. But I think that you will find out that that one is probably the mildest. And then the Hummer, or the HUMVEE, don't want to call it wrong, HUMVEE has a stock diesel engine with stock exhaust on it, so it's just going to sound like a big truck. So the best thing to do is let's listen to some of these and compare what we think of the exhaust at cold startup and then some revs into it. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Something you probably don't get to hear every day is a comparison between all 5 of these vehicles. Why? Because most of them don't even belong in the same category, so it doesn't make sense. But what the hell, it was a beautiful day. I had to take these cars out. It was a good time to kind of hear what they had to offer. Anyway, if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Check out the description below. There's some merchandise in there. It makes great gifts. You can use it as a rag. It doesn't matter. Purchase some of that stuff. We'll catch you next time.